A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight,
Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Wait, there's still one more. Oh. Look, shouted one of the children. The elves. Outside
oh
we
my
saw
God, look how many of them.
Oh my
No.
God.
There's probably more than that.
Wow.
As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl. So crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no farther, we stopped and the conductor led us inside.
Can I go?
Look how many of them.
One.
We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us,
Oh my gosh. I never knew he was
there's more than that. Okay, in front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung. Oh, you have to ring the bell. Shake Baby Bear that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound like nothing I had ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. Woo-hoo! He marched over us and pointing to me, he said, Let's have this fellow here. He jumped into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee enough, and he asked, Now, what would you like for Christmas? I knew that I could have any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most from Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled. Then he gave me a hug and told an elf to cut a bell from a reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood holding the bell high above him and he called out,
Mom.
The first gift of Christmas. Whew.
Wow, cool.
Mom.
Okay, the clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeer's names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us and disappeared in the cold, dark polar sky. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached in my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost a silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh because it fell through the hole. Let's hurry outside and look for it, one of the children said. But the train gave a sudden lurch and started moving. We were on our way home. Oh, he lost his bell. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said nothing but from the moving train that I could hear him. What? I yelled. He cupped his hands around his mouth. Merry Christmas, he shouted. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from its whistle and sped away. I think the
He lost his bell.
illustrations in this book are really good. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box behind the tree. It had my name on it. Inside there was this silver bell. There was a note, found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. C. That's Mr. Claus. I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But my mother said, Oh, that's too bad. Yes, said my father, it's broken. When I'd shaken the bell, my parents had not heard a sound, only me and my sister. At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me as it does for all who truly believe.
Very good. Alright, bedtime.